Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to share my book Bujo reading journal setup for October. This is in my Artist Loft dot grid that I got at Michael's in this turquoise color. I actually have more space in this year than I think I did last year, so that's exciting. But to start out with, let's kind of flip through where we're at so far. Grid guide hasn't changed. Today is the 24th. I have been reading. I have been keeping up with my goals for the year, so that's pretty successful. Over here on the 52 book club challenge, I did read a book in a Burr month. This was the start of the Burr month, so my first book got it covered. The only one that I have left is in the public domain, so I just need to make sure I don't forget and get that one finished off. Moving over here, I am keeping up with the buzzword challenge, both of them. So hopefully I can finish out the last quarter of the year strong for that too. 25 and 2025 has been done for a while. Over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have finished this month, so that's great. The 2015 prompt and the 2024 prompt for doing over, I've just been ignoring those until we get to the end because I feel like they're really easy to cover with things that I'm reading. There's always usually a few prompts that are pretty easy to fulfill. So I've just been ignoring those and we'll do those last. So the ones that I have left that are not like that are less than 3 stars on Goodreads, About a Run Club. Not really sure what to do with that one. Classic You've Never Read. I'm gonna try to do that with the book in the public domain from over here. And then dystopian book with a happy ending. That's probably the hardest prompt for me just because I don't read a lot of dystopian. So we'll see how it goes. If you have suggestions for any of those prompts, let me know down below. I would love to hear them. Romanceopoly challenge, I had already finished that prior to this month, so good to go on that one. I will be starting the October books when we get to that section. And then moving ahead, we start out, I could give you some stats. Here's my August wrap up and stats. I read 26 books, 8,600 pages. I had 4 DNFs. I was just not feeling it for some of the books. And I just wasn't in the mood to read okay books, I guess. So I DNF'd some. Max rating 5 stars, min rating 3 stars. That's I didn't get through anything that I wasn't loving or at least liking. Average rating of 3.5, takes me about 2 days to read a book. Got a pretty good split on all of my various characteristics that I keep track of. Read a few different years, read a bunch of different genres. So I think overall a pretty good month. My favorite book of the month was Us by Sarah Soler, I think is how you say her last name. It's a translated story, and I thought that it was super beautiful, and it's about what happens when a woman learns that who she thought was her boyfriend is actually trans, and figuring out how to navigate what turns into a lesbian relationship, I guess. Definitely a sapphic relationship. But it's just really beautiful. I love the colors. I love the artwork. It's a very good story, and I think it's both very informative, but also very personal. I also really liked Mexikid, Promise Me Sunshine, The House of My Mother, and The Dead Guy Next Door. Very different moods across all of this. Couple memoirs, actually a lot of memoirs, because these two are both graphic novel memoirs. The House of My Mother, also a memoir. Promise Me Sunshine is a hard-hitting romance, definitely some sad moments in there. And then The Dead Guy Next Door is a very comedic, cozy, I guess, mystery. It's very chaotic, but super fun, and I think it would make a really good movie. Moving into some of the other stuff, this is the autumn readathon spread. If you remember when I did the setup, if you watched that, I did the grid totally wrong compared to the official grid, but I just am rolling with it, and I'm trying to get a blackout and cover all 35 anyway by the end of November. And you can see that I'm making quite good progress now. It is getting harder now that I'm getting through the easier prompts. So we're gonna have to see how it goes as we start to get towards the end. I'm gonna have to be a little more intentional with what I'm picking, but so far it's been really good. Moving into here, for my priority reads, I have finished the first 2 that are on this list, and then I'm hoping that I can finish at least a couple more into early October so that I can make sure I stay on top of these. We're gonna have to see how that goes. It's been a very busy few weeks, but we're gonna hope for our best. Moving on to Readathon Rebellion, I did finish my prompts here and got through all of those. It was a little challenging to be going in order, but it did turn out pretty well, I think. I did also finish for Magical Readathon the Alchemist prompts. There are 14 in total prompts, I think. I don't know why I spaced this wrong, but I just left it. I'm not going to fix it. But I did get through those prompts, and then you can kind of see what I've been reading. It's been a mixture of successful and less successful for the month. The Raven Scholar was definitely my biggest disappointment. I DNF'd it at about 100 pages because I just did not care, which was so sad because a fantasy mystery is very much my jam. But here we are now. I don't know how much space I'm going to need for the rest of September. It depends on how fast I read because I have been getting a lot of prompts covered for various things. So it really just depends on how fast I read. So just to be safe, I'm going to keep these 2 pages and these 2 pages. And then I'm going to save these 2 for my stats, which puts me starting here for October. So for this month, it is Halloween. So I did pull out some black and orange. First off, I have this pair of Totoro themed washi from Jet Pens. There's got little Totoros on orange, and then the little soot sprites, which are so cute there. And then I also pulled out this Simply Gilded that's like a pumpkin-y orange with gold foiled pumpkins. I thought that it also went, and it's also very cute. And then my pens for the month, I have this orange Zebra Click Art pen. I have this orange Zebra Mild Liner. They are not the same orange, but they go together. And then this is also called Orange. This is a Uniball Signo. I don't tend to use these tiny pens in this planner super often, but I did pull it in case I need it. And then also, I'm just not feeling super creative this month. So I did pull, I have this packet of little cats and cups stickers that I got from AliExpress like 10 years ago. And I barely ever use them because I just never remember. So I did pull out a few of them. This one's like a very Halloween specific one for sure. It's like a punk rock. He's got like a little mohawk, but he's in a little cup. And then I pulled this one with the black with the star. And then I pulled this one because it's orange and says, "Come on." I thought that they were really cute. So I'm just going to use those guys in my spread as well. And then the last thing I pulled, I did, I plan to participate in TBR Harvest, which is hosted by Leandra at TBR Zero, Leandra the TBR Zero. So I am doing the pumpkin patch. So I did print out the game board as well as the ghost and companion prompts to make sure I get through all of that. So I can talk about that a little bit more when we get to that point. But I did print this out so that we can use it as well. So I think what I'm going to do is do all of my setup stuff, and then I will be right back so that we can talk through how it looks. Here is where we are at. I decided to do a full cover page. I have not done many of those, but I just decided I wanted to. So I put the 3 washies on the bottom and then the cute little cats, and then just wrote October 2025 here. And then I put the same 3 washies in the opposite order to then put my priority reads. I don't know how far through this priority reads list I am going to get to before the start of October. So this is certainly a concern. Some of these are definitely going to go on that list. And then I think I also have a couple of arcs coming out in October. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to prioritize anything else as well. but things to think about. And then flipping over to this page, this is my only setup I've done for TBR Harvest. I just made a quick title and I pasted this in with the washi. This one I did manage to somehow cut a little bit as I put it in, but I think it holds well enough, so I'm just gonna leave it. And I also smeared here. So I added a number to each of these. I used this Pilot G2. I thought it wouldn't smear, but of course that was apparently false. And then I have the numbers 1 through 26. I'm just gonna kind of like roll and play around, and I'm gonna get to as many of them as I can during the course of the month. We're just gonna kind of see how it goes. Probably not everything's gonna get filled in, and that's totally fine. But we'll get to as many of the 26 as I can. And then on this flip side, I have the cat and ghost companion prompts. So these go in pairs. So like these two go together to get a ghost and a cat. These two go together, so on and so forth. I just left them as large as possible so that I can check them off as I get them. But they do go together. So just to kind of like mark them together, I'm just going to do this right here live so that you can see how these pair. And then this one, you can read either a single book or multiples to get the ghost and the cat together. So I think it's going to be fun to see how many of these pairs I can get as well. So I'll just check them off as I fulfill the reads and activities over here. And then this cuts off one row, one column of this page, but I think I'm just going to start with my monthly reads over here and just record them as I go. So I think that's all I have for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know what you have planned for October. Are you participating in TBR Harvest? I think I'm doing easy mode. So that'll also be, I think, nice for me for this month. But let me know if you're doing TBR Harvest, if you're doing one of the many other amazing readathons that are happening during October. And also let me know if you have any recommendations for things I should read, especially for those few pop sugar prompts I have left, but also just anything that you think I would enjoy. And I think that's all for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It helps me out. And follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. And I will show you planner stuff, reading stuff, life stuff, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.